Hello student, in the previous lecture we have studied the fluid kinematics. Now we are going to start a new module which is the dynamatics of the fluid flow. So what is meant by the dynamatics? It is the branch of the fluid mechanics in which the study of the fluid in motion, okay, study of the fluid in motion where the pressure forces are considered, then this branch is called as a fluid dynamics. Okay, so here the forces which are causing the fluid flow are considered. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to study the forces which are causing the fluid flow. Okay, this dynamic behavior of the fluid flow is analyzed by the Newton's second law of the motion, which relates to the acceleration with the forces. Okay, so this Newton's from this Newton's law of the motion, the equations of the motions are derived. So which are these equations of the motions? Okay, so according to the Newton's second law of motion, the net force, that is f of x, acting on the fluid element in the direction of the x is equal to the mass of the fluid element multiplied by the acceleration in that direction, in the x direction. Okay, so according to this Newton's law of motion, the net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so f of x means the force acting in the x direction is equal to mass into acceleration in the x direction. Okay, so f of x is equal to m into ax. This is our first equation. And during this flow of the fluid, the different forces are acting on the fluid element. So which are these forces? First one is an Fg, means the gravitational force due to the gravitation. Next force which is acting is the pressure force. Okay, F of P is equal to the pressure force. Then the force due to the viscosity, Fv indicating the force due to the viscosity. Next, F of T means force due to the turbulence. And last force which is acting on the fluid element during the fluid motion is F of C, means the force due to the compressibility. All these forces are acting on the fluid element during the fluid flow. Okay, then the net force which is acting on the fluid element is equal to f of g, means summation of all these forces. Okay, so f of x is equal to fg plus fp plus fv plus f of t plus f of c in the x direction. All forces are in x direction. Okay, this is a net force. Okay, then if the force is due to the compressibility, the f of c is negligible, means then the resulting net force will be f of c is negligible. Okay, so these are removed, is equal to 0. So the remaining terms will be, the resultant net force is fg plus fp plus f of v plus f of t. Okay, this equation is called as a Reynolds equation of the motion. Okay, means if the f of c is negligible, then the resultant net force equation is nothing but the Reynolds equation of the motion. And when this f of t, means force due to the turbulence, is negligible, then the resulting equation of the motion is called as a Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, when this f of t, means force due to the turbulence, is also negligible, then the resultant equation, net force equation, is called as the Navier-Stokes equation. And the third is, if the flow is assumed to be ideal, viscous force f of v is 0, then the equation of the motion is called as an Euler's equation of the motion. Okay, means when, if we assume the flow is ideal, okay, that means the viscous flow force f of c is 0, that time the equation of the motion is called as an Euler's equation of the motion. So let us derive his equations. First is as an Euler's equation of the motion. First we will derive the Euler's equation of the motion. So for this derivation, consider a fluid element. Consider the fluid element in the fluid cylindrical element of the cross section dA. Okay, consider a cylindrical element of the cross section dA, and the length of it is ds. Okay, area of this cylindrical element is dA, and the length is ds. Okay, and consider a streamline in which the flow is taking place in the S direction. Okay, this is an S indicating the streamline. Okay, in which the flow is taking place in the S direction. Then the net force which is acting on the forces which are acting on the cylindrical elements are, first one is here, you can see in the figure that the pressure forces are acting, and the second is nothing, the second force which is acting on this fluid element is the weight. Okay, means the forces which are acting on the cylindrical elements are pressure forces and the weight of that element. Okay, so here the pressure force in the direction of the flow is P into dA. Okay, and the pressure force is opposite to direction of the GA is P plus dP dou P by dou S into ds into dA. So this dou P by dou S is nothing but the change in the pressure during this with respect to the length. Okay, in changing the pressure with respect to the length, okay, into total length, okay, into the cross sectional area. Okay, this is an pressure force which is opposite to the direction of the flow. Okay, and the third force which are acting on this fluid element is nothing but the self weight of that element. Okay, so which is equal to rho into g, means weight is equal to W is equal to rho g. Okay, so W is equal to, means weight of that element is equal to rho g into cross sectional area is here as dA into length of that element is ds. Okay, so total weight of that element is equal to rho g dA into ds. Okay, then here theta is an angle between the direction of that flow and the line of action of the weight of that element. Okay, here in this triangle you can see that this is an angle. Okay, theta is an angle in between the length of that means line of action of the weight of that element and in between the direction of the flow. Okay, now here the resultant force on the fluid element in the direction of the S must be equal to the mass of the fluid element in the acceleration in the direction into the acceleration in the direction S. Okay, the net force or the resultant force on the fluid element will be summation of all these elements, means the pressure force in the direction of flow means P into dA minus pressure force in the opposite direction plus pressure force in the opposite direction. Because of the opposite direction the sign will be minus. Okay, so P into dA minus P plus dou P by dou S into ds bracket complete into dA minus weight of that element rho g dA ds into cos theta is equal to, this all equation must be equal to the mass of that element into the acceleration in that direction. Okay, so the mass of that element is rho into dA into ds into acceleration is in the direction of s is as. Okay, this is our second equation. Okay, now the as is indicating the acceleration in the direction of x. Okay, means acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Okay, so as is equal to dv by dt, but this v also the term, also the function of s and t. Okay, so this equation can also be written as s is equal to dou v by dou s into ds by dt plus dou v by dou t. Okay, but here this ds by dt, here ds by dt is nothing but the v, means velocity is nothing but the rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So ds by dt is equal to v. Put this value of v into the equation, then we will get the final equation of s as v dou v by dou s plus dou v by dou t. Okay, this is an equation of the acceleration in the direction of the s. But if the flow is steady, then velocity with respect to time is 0. Okay, so this term here is equal to 0. Okay, so the remaining term of the of this is s is equal to v dou v by dou s. Okay, so up to here we have calculated the value of acceleration in the direction of the s. Now put this value of acceleration in the direction of the s into the equation of into this equation of the resultant force. Okay, so here p into dA minus, if we take this, if we solve this, then p dA is cancelled out. The remaining term will be minus of dou p by dou s into ds into dA minus dou p dA ds into cos theta. Okay, here in the figure you can say minus dou p by dou s ds into dA minus dou rho into g dA into ds cos of theta is equal to p rho into dA into ds into, instead of as we are writing as v dou v by dou s. Okay, then if, in this equation you can see that rho into dA into ds is common in all the terms. So if we dividing all this above equation by rho into dA into ds, then the equation, the remaining terms will be minus dou p by rho into ds minus g cos theta is equal to v dv rho s. Okay, so this equation can be written as dou p by rho into ds plus g cos theta plus v dv by rho s is equal to 0. Okay, then we know that cos theta is equal to dz by ds. Okay, then instead of cos theta we are writing as dz by ds. So the equation becomes 1 upon rho dou p by dou s plus g dz by ds plus v dv by ds is v dou v by dou s is equal to 0. Okay, this can also be written as dou p by p plus g dz plus v dv is equal to 0, because dou s is common in all the terms, so it is neglected. Okay, then this equation can also be written as dou p by rho plus g dz plus v dv is equal to 0, and this equation is called as an Euler's equation of the motion. Okay, so here we got the final equation of the Euler's. So this is an Euler's equation of the motion. From that Euler's equation of motion, we can derive the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so our next point is Bernoulli's equation of the motion from the Euler's equation. Bernoulli's equation from the Euler's equation. Okay, so we know that the Bernoulli's equation is dou p by p plus g dz plus vdv is equal to 0. Okay, if we integrate this term, this equation, then we will get integration of dou p by p plus integration of g dz plus integration of v dv is equal to constant. But if the flow is incompressible, the rho is constant, density is constant when the flow is incompressible. Okay, so this integral of integral sign is cancelled out. Okay, so the solution of this integration is p upon rho plus g z plus v square upon 2 is equal to constant. If we divide this term with the rho, then we will get p upon rho g plus z plus v square by 2g is equal to constant. Okay, this can also be written as p upon rho g plus v square upon 2g plus z is equal to constant. This is the equation of the Bernoulli's. Okay, this is the equation, Bernoulli's equation of the motion, where this p upon rho g indicating the pressure head. Okay, means pressure energy per unit weight of the fluid. V square upon 2g is the kinetic head. Okay, or we can say that kinetic energy per unit weight, and z is nothing but the potential energy per unit weight. Okay, also we can call it as an potential head. Okay, hope you understand this Bernoulli's equation. Now we will see the the assumption for this Bernoulli's equation. We are assuming at the time of derivation, we are assuming that the fluid is ideal. Okay, so viscosity is 0, then fluid is steady, flow is incompressible, and flow is irrational. Okay, so these are the assumptions of the Bernoulli's equation. Now our next point is Bernoulli's equation for the real fluid. Okay. As we know that Bernoulli's equation is p plus rho g plus v square upon 2g plus z1 is equal to 0. But here we are considering we are writing the Bernoulli's equation for the real fluid. Okay. So this equation was with an assumption that the fluid is non-viscous, okay, or frictionless. But all the real fluids are viscous, okay, and offers the resistance to the flow. Okay, all the real fluids are viscous and they are offers the resistance to the flow. Means what? There are always some losses in the fluid flow. Okay, there are always some losses in the fluid flow, and thus if we consider these losses, or we are taking into consideration these all losses, then the Bernoulli's equation will becomes p upon rho g plus v square upon 2g plus z1 is equal to p2 upon rho g plus v2 square upon 2g plus z2 plus hl. HL means what? The loss of energy between the point 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, Bernoulli's equation. This is an Bernoulli's equation for the real fluids between the point 1 and point 2. Hope you understand this concept well. Now we will move towards the examples. So first problem is a water is flowing through a pipe of 5 cm diameter under a pressure of 29.43 Newton per centimeter square and with a mean velocity of 2 meter per second. Find the total head or total energy per unit weight of the water at the cross section, which is 5 meter above the datum head. Okay, so in the equation they have given that a water is flowing through a pipe having a diameter of 5 centimeter. Okay, so diameter of the pipe is 5 centimeter. Then they have given the pressure as P is equal to 29.43 Newton per centimeter square. mean velocity they have given as 2 meter per second. Okay, and datum line, okay, so datum head is given as 5 meter. We have to calculate the total head, okay, or total energy per unit weight. So first we will convert all the term in terms of meter. The diameter of the diameter of that pipe is 5 centimeter. Convert it into the meter, which is equal to 0.5 meter. Pressure is given as 29.43 Newton per centimeter square. Convert it into the Newton per meter square, which is equal to 29.43 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Then velocity v is equal to 2 meter per second. Datum head is equal to 5 meter. Okay, so we have to calculate the total head. Okay, so we know the formula for the total head is pressure head plus kinetic head plus datum head. Okay, so first we will calculate the pressure head. Okay, which is equal to P upon rho g. Okay, so P is given as 29.43 into 10 raised to 4. Okay, rho for the water is 1000 and G is 9.81. Okay, so the equation, the value for the pressure head is 30 meter. Okay, next we have to calculate the kinetic head. Formula for this kinetic head has V square by 2G. V is here 2. Okay, so 2 square upon 2 into 9.81. We will get the value of kinetic head as 0.204 meter. Okay, then the Z is given as 5 meter. Okay, so total head is equal to pressure head plus kinetic head plus datum head. Okay, so it is equal to 30 meter plus 0.204 plus 5. Okay, so total head is equal to 35.204 meter. Here we get the answer of the question as the total head or the total energy per unit weight of the water at the cross section is 35.204 meter. Okay, now the second problem is a pipe through which water is flowing is having a diameter of 20 centimeter and 10 centimeter at the cross section 1 and 2 respectively. The velocity of the water at section 1 is 4 meter per second. Find the velocity head at the section 1 and 2 and also the rate of discharge. Okay, so what they are given in the example that the at the section 1 diameter is 20 and at the section 2 the diameter of that pipe is 10. Okay, so first we will draw the diagram. Okay, so here at the section 1 the diameter is 20 centimeter. At section 2 the diameter of that pipe is 10 centimeter. Okay, then they have given the velocity at section 1 is 40 meter per second, 4 meter per second, and we have to calculate the pressure velocity head and also the rate of discharge. Okay, so first we will convert all this term in terms of the meter and we will calculate the area at both the sections. Okay, so diameter at section 1 is 20 centimeter, which is equal to 0.2 meter. Okay, then area of that section 1 is equal to pi by 4 d square. Okay, which is equal to pi by 4 into 0.2 square, which is equal to 0.0314 meter square. Here V1 they have given as 4 meter per second. Then the diameter at the section 2 they have given as 10 centimeter, which is equal to 0.1 meter. Then area of the section 2 is pi by 4 into 0.1 square, which is equal to 0.00785 meter square. Okay, Um, then first we have to calculate the velocity head at section 1, then velocity head at section 2, and then we have to calculate the rate of discharge. Okay, so the formula for the velocity head for the section 1 is v1 square by 2g. v1 they have given as 4 meter per second. Okay, so velocity at section 1 is 4, so 4 square upon 2 into 9.1, 9.81. So velocity head at the section 1 is equal to 0.815 meter. Okay, now we have to calculate the second, that is the velocity head at the section 2. Okay, for that we have to know the velocity at the section 2. Okay, for this we know that the continuity, we have to apply the continuity equation at section 1 and at section 2. So continuity equation is a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2. Okay, means discharge at point 1 is equal to discharge at point 2. So from that continuity equation, the formula for the v2 is equal to a1 v1 upon a2. Okay, so a1 is here as 0.0314, a2 is 0.0785 into v1 is 4. Okay, we will get the value of v2 as 416 meter per second. Okay, so here we get the value of velocity at section 2. Now we can calculate the velocity head at the section 2. The formula is v2 square by 2g. Okay, then the v2 is 16 square upon 2 into 9.81. So velocity head at section 2 is 83.047 meter. Next is then we have to calculate the discharge at the rate of discharge. Okay, so which is equal to a1 v1, or we can calculate by formula a2 v2. So okay, so here we are taking into account the section 1. So here the formula is a1 v1. So a1 is 0.0314 into v1 is 4 meter, which is equal to 0.1256 meter cube per second. Okay, so convert it into the liter, we get the rate of discharge as 125.6 liters per second. Okay, hope you understand this equation well. Now we will solve one more example. Here the water is flowing through a pipe having a diameter of 20 centimeter and 10 centimeter at the section 1 and 2 respectively. The rate of flow through the pipe is 35 liter per second, and the section 1 is 6 meter above the datum and section 2 is 4 meter above the datum. If the pressure at the section 1 is 39.24 Newton per centimeter square, find the intensity of the pressure at section 2. Okay, so here they have given the diameters at the section 1, then at the section 2 they have given the diameters. Okay, and then the rate of flow they have given, then the datum head. Okay, means for the section 1 and for section 2 they have already given. Pressure at the section 1 they have already given. We have to calculate the pressure at the point 2. Okay, so given is at section 1 d1 is 20 centimeter, so the in meter it is 0.2 meter. So the area at point 1 is 5 by 4 into 0.2 square, which is equal to 0.314 meter square. Then pressure at the section 1 have given as 39.24 Newton per centimeter square. Convert it into the meter. So we will get 39.24 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Datum head they have given as 6 meter. Okay, the value of Z1 is 6 meter. Then for the section 2 they have given that diameter at section 2 is 10 centimeter, means 0.10 meter. Then the area of that section 2 is pi by 4 into 0.1 square, which is equal to 0.00785 meter square. Then Z2 is equal to 4 meter. Then P2 is equal to what? We have to find out. The value of P2 we have to find out. They have given the rate of flow as Q is equal to 35 liter per second. Okay, convert it into the meter. 35 upon 1000 is equal to 0.035 meter cube per second. Okay, so we have to calculate the velocities and for calculating the pressure at both the at the section 2, we have to first calculate the velocities at section 1 and also at section 2. Then we can apply the Bernoulli's equation, and with the help of this Bernoulli's equation we can easily identify the value for the pressure. Okay, so first we will calculate the velocity at section 1 and 2. Okay, for that we know that the discharge is equal to A1 V1. Okay, so from that equation we get the formula for the V1 is equal to Q upon A1. Okay, and V2 is Q upon A2. Then put the values of the into the equation. We will get V1 is equal to Q upon A1, which is equal to 0.35 upon A1 is 0.314. Okay, so value of V1 as 1.114 meter per second. Similarly, we calculate the velocity at point at the section 2, which is equal to 4.456 meter per second. Okay, so up to here we have calculated the area of both the sections and also the velocities at both the sections. Now we can apply the Bernoulli's equation for the section 1 and 2. The equation is P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2. Now put all the values into the equation. So we get 39.24 into 10 raised to 4 upon rho is the rho of water, density of water is 1000 into acceleration due to gravity is 9.81 plus V1 is 1.114 square upon 2 into 9.81 plus Z1 is 6 is equal to, we have to calculate the P2, so it will remain as it is. P2 upon rho means 1000, G is 9.81 plus V2 is equal to 4.456 square upon 2 into 9.81 plus Z2 is 4. Okay, so after simplifying this, we will get the final value of the pressure at the section 2 is 41.051 into 9810 Newton per, P2 is equal to 41.051. Okay, so convert it into the Newton per centimeter, which is equal to 41.051 into 9.81. Now we will we will convert this pressure into the centimeter. Okay, so in terms of centimeter, so which is equal to 41.051 into 9.9810 upon 10 raised to 4. So the final value of the P2 is 40.27 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, hope you understand these equations well. Now we will move towards the next problem. The water is flowing through a pipe having a diameter of 300 mm and 200 mm at the bottom and the upper end respectively. Okay, the intensity of pressure at bottom end is 34.525 and the pressure at the upper end is 9.1 Newton per centimeter square. Determine the difference in the datum head if the rate of flow through the pipe is 40 liter per second. So here we have to calculate the difference in the datum head. So from the given values we can draw the diagram. Okay, so here we are considering the 5. Okay, this is the section, here is the section 1 and here is the section 2. Okay, the datum and the we know the we don't know the values of this z1 and z2. Okay, but they have given the values of diameter at section 1 as 300 mm and the at the section 2 is 200 mm. So now convert this into the meter, which is equal to 0.3 meter, and at section 2 it is 0.2 meter. Pressure they have given at the section 1 as 24.525 Newton per centimeter square. Convert it into the meter, so we will get 24.525 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Similarly, the value of P2 is 9.1 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. Rate of flow they have given as 40 liter per second. Convert it into the meter, 40 upon 1000. Okay, so value of Q is 0.04 meter cube per second. For calculating the value of the difference between this datum here, we have to apply the Bernoulli's equation, and in that Bernoulli's equation we have to put the all values of pressure, velocities. Okay, then so pressure values they have already given in the example, so we have to calculate the velocity at both the sections. Okay, so for calculating the velocity, the formula of the formula is for the rate of flow, the formula is discharge means Q is equal to AV. Okay, rate of flow is equal to area into velocity. We know that the discharge value is 0.04. Okay, so the from that relation we can so the formula for the V1 is Q upon A1. Okay, so Q is 0.04 upon A1 is pi by 4 D1 square, means pi by 4 into 0.3 square, which is equal to 0.5658 meter per second. Okay. Similarly, we have calculated the velocity at point 2, which is equal to 1.274 meter per second. Now we can apply the Bernoulli's equation for the section 1 and 2. So P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g is equal to plus Z1 is equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2. Put all the values of values into the equation. Okay, but here we don't know the Z1 terms and Z2 terms. This will remain as it is. Okay, so 35 plus 0.32 plus Z1 is equal to 10 plus 1.2623 plus Z2. Okay, then after adding we get 25.32 plus Z1 is equal to 11.623 plus Z2. Okay, then Z2 minus Z1 is equal to what? 25.32 minus 11.623. Okay, so final value is we will get 13.70 meter. This term Z2 minus Z1 is nothing but the difference in the datum here. Okay, so final value of the difference in datum here is 13.70 meter. Now we will solve a numericals based on the Bernoulli's equation for the real fluid. For the real fluid, we are considering the loss of head also. Okay, so let us solve one numericals on this concept. A problem is a pipe of diameter 400 mm carries a water at a velocity of 25 meter per second. The pressures at the points A and B are given as 29.43 Newton per centimeter square and 22.563 Newton per centimeter square respectively. While the datum head at A and B are 28 and 30 meter. Find the loss of head between the A and B. Okay, So here they have given all the values. First we have to calculate the loss of head between this point 1 and point 2, means at the section 1 and 2. So here section 1 is to consider as an A point and B as 2 as BA point. Okay, so they have given the diameter of that pipe is 400 mm. Convert into the meter as 0.4 meter. Velocity they have given as 25 meter per second. Okay, pressure at point A as 29.43 Newton per centimeter square. In Newton per meter square it is 29.43 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. ZA distance is 28. Velocity at section A is 25 meter per second. Okay, all these are they have given for the section 1. Then the total energy at section 1 is equal to pressure head plus velocity head plus stator head at this point A. Okay, so which is equal to TA upon rho g plus VA square by 2g plus ZA. Okay, so which is equal to 29.43 into 10 raised to 4 upon 1000 into 9.81 plus 25 square upon 2 into 9.81 plus 28, which is equal to 30 plus 31.85 plus 28, which is equal to 89.85 meter. Okay, then this is an total energy at point A. Now we have to calculate the total energy at point B. Okay, and from both that values of total energy at A and B, we can calculate the loss of energy. Okay, up to here we have calculated the energy at point A. Now we will calculate the total energy for the point 2. For that they have given the pressure at B as 22.563 Newton per centimeter square. That is equal to 22.563 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. ZB they have given as 30 meter, and velocity at point B is 25 meter per second. Then total energy at B is velocity head, pressure head and atom head for the point B. Pb upon rho g plus Vb square by 2g plus Zb. Okay, so 22.563 into 10 raised to 4 upon 1000 into 9.81 plus 35 square by 2 into 9.81 plus 30. So after calculating this, we get the value of EB as 84.85 meter. Okay, so to here we are calculating the total energy at point A, total energy at point B. Okay, now we can calculate the loss of energy. Loss of energy is equal to total energy at point A minus total energy at point B. Okay, so 89.85 minus 84.85. Okay, so total energy, loss of energy is 5 meter per second. Here is the answer. Hope you understand this examples well. Okay, so in this lecture we have seen the forces which are acting on what is meant by the dynamics of flow, then the forces acting on the fluid element during the flow, then the last equation of the motion. Okay, means we have seen the Bernoulli's equation of the motion, and then we have seen the Bernoulli's equation for the real fluid also. Okay, and we have solved the many examples on that concept. I hope you understand this all concept well. Thank you.